Good evening this Saturday, the 25th day of November 2023. Welcome to Newswatch on Hope TV, the station where you look and live. I'm Tess Njenga. You can find us streaming live on YouTube at Hope TV Kenya. Let us take a look at the day's news. President William Ruto has assured Kenyans that the government has taken concrete measures, both short and long term, to address the effects of the ongoing El Nino rains. Speaking at State House in Nairobi today after meeting multi-agency emergency response teams, Ruto said 2.4 billion has been availed to help Kenyans who have been affected by the rains, especially in the provision of food. The multi-agency teams are responsible for assessing, managing and providing leadership on the ongoing El Nino rains. President Ruto expressed concern that 70 lives have so far been lost, while 36,160 households have been displaced by the rains. The head of state said a cabinet meeting will be held next Monday to deliberate on recommendations made so as to prepare the country to deal with the effects of the current rains.
As you're all aware, last week, Government of Kenya made available resources to the special, to the Ministry of ASAL to make sure that adequate food is available. Already 2.4 billion shillings have been made available to buy food and to make sure that that food is delivered where it is most needed. Adequate resources will be required, and that is why this team is now working on numbers so that we can mobilize the resources necessary to make sure that we attend to the roads that have been washed away, provide alternative roads and pathways to different parts of the country, to make sure that we deliver medicine to different parts of the country, and to ensure that no part of Kenya is left in the dark by making sure that we deliver fuel. Let me also say that I have instructed KDF to provide their air service facilities to airlift any commodities required in different parts of Kenya, and especially the last mile deliveries in the counties that are now marooned by floods. I have received the assurance of our CDF that that will be rolled out immediately. We are also going to mobilize the National Youth Service and the Engineering Department at KDF. We have also agreed with the Ministry of Roads that all the road contractors in the different parts of Kenya will now be mobilized to provide emergency intervention services to make sure that roads are opened in different parts of Kenya. And we are going to mobilize the resources necessary to make sure that contractors on the ground in different parts of Kenya are mobilized for emergency intervention activities. The Treasury has been mandated to explore different mechanisms of funding for the requirements that will be needed so that we can have adequate resources to manage the situation, and their recommendations should be presented to Cabinet on Monday for us to be able to appropriate those recommendations and provide the necessary leadership and the necessary interventions to make sure that all agencies are adequately resourced to provide emergency services across the country. Meanwhile, we are informing citizens in the short rain areas to take advantage of the fertilizers that have been made available by government, to make sure that they do their top dressing, especially in areas where we are seeing a good crop. We want to also take advantage of these rains to make sure that we produce enough food for the next season. And the Ministry of Agriculture has been tasked to make sure that where support to farmers is required, that support is made available.
Kenyans can expect lower power bills in the next few months following enhanced production of hydroelectric power as a result of improved water inflows. Energy and Petroleum Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir said the ongoing heavy rains in the River Tana catchment have resulted in more water at the Seven Forks dams that have allowed the Kenya Energy Generating Company to maximize hydro production, which yields far much cheaper power than thermal generators. He said thermal contribution to the country's energy mix has been reduced to about 4%, while the dams are producing 498 megawatts that could be increased further in coming days with the bringing on stream of the 40 megawatts of the Masinga power station. He disclosed that power production at the Seven Forks main reservoir Masinga is off for now as KenGen tries to build up water reserves to maximum levels.
I therefore wish to assure everyone that the ministry is actively working to ensure the provision of safe, reliable, sustainable energy at a time like this when we are dispatching so much of hydro, which goes to the grid at about 3 to 4 cents US. We should be seeing cost of power coming down because we'll slow down on diesel. At the moment, we are generating about 80%, I was told what, 82%? 82% from this cascade, which is quite good. We have gone as low as 30% previously. And so, like I said, we'll see the cost of power coming down. It's good if we have this kind of hydro the whole year.
We have witnessed a big jump this week at Kamburu, and we expect that we will be reaching the maximum levels either over the weekend, this weekend now, or early next week, should the water's inflows remain as they are now. Consequently, we are upping generation activities in the lower dams, notably Kamburu, Gitaru, Kindaruma, and Kiambere, to ensure we optimize the increasing levels of water we are getting at the same time, giving Kenyans reprieve in the form of cheaper power. We have also seen improved water levels at Masinga Dam, which is Kenya's largest, reaching water levels of 1,047.51 meters above sea level.
Now to education matters as the curtains fall for 844 system of education in the country. Stakeholders in education sector have said they are ready to embrace the new CBC system of education, saying it will equip learners with hands-on skills to fit in the dynamic job market. According to Thika Primrose School head teacher Gideon Okemwa, the diverse perspective of the new CBC education system will enhance tapping of many talents that can be turned to employment as opposed to 844, which was academic-centered. The head teacher, however, urged parents to support their new education system as their pivotal role will go a long way in shaping the different competencies among the learners.
The CBC curriculum is going to be more of job-oriented than the 844. 844, it was the learner-based or the academic-based. But the new CBC is diverse. It's going to create more job opportunities for all of them. You know, like the system in USA whereby the pupils venture on what they are best in. And we are going to tap the talent of each child. Unlike the 844 whereby we don't know the talent of these children. The only thing we used to know or judge the pupils is about the academic performance. But this one we can be able to know that where these children are talented in. Curriculum from the government, we appreciate and we embrace it. I believe this CBC is going to be even better than 844 because it's going to involve the children and we are going to tap the talent from all the children. The parents have been very supportive and I will urge them to continue to be supportive in CBC program. They have been supportive in 844, but they are going also to be supportive and we ask them to support us in CBC for the benefit of their children.
Now, still in education matters, in a remarkable display of resilience, Braton Murimi, a candidate in the 2023 Kenya Certificate of Primary School Education KCPE from Laikipia County, has achieved outstanding results despite facing numerous challenges. The 14-year-old student hailing from Madhagiro village in Umande Ward, Laikipia East Sub-County, scored an impressive 402 marks, making him the top candidate at Nanyuki Primary School. Murimi's journey to academic success has been riddled with hardships, including walking long distances, lack of food, and caring for his sickly brother. Despite these difficulties, he attributes his achievements to sheer hard work and unwavering determination. Expressing his aspirations, Murimi's dreams of joining Starehe Boys Center and later becoming a surgeon. He is, however, appealing to well-wishers to support to ensure that financial constraints do not hinder his transition to secondary school.
Those marks I could not get very easily because I had many struggles on my way. And first, when I go back home, my mother could always lack money for transport. Sometimes I had to walk to school and to come back to school. Now, but God sent us some well-wishers who helped me, bought me things for school, also bought me clothes, and brought me many things that assisted me in learning without problem.
Mimi Mama Brandon Murimi alikuwa akisomea Nanyuki Primary. Mungu ni mwema, amepata alama ya 432. Na hiyo ni kitu ya kuambia Mungu asante. Juu hiyo ndio nilikuwa nikiomba. At least apate alama ili aweze kuona kama anaweza au na sponsor asomezwe. Juu sina nguvu ya kunisomeza. Niko na mtoto Njiwezi Martin Karani. Kuna 28 years old. Hawezi tembea, hawezi njirisha kitu, hawezi jua anything. Akona cerebral palsy na anakuanga na hii ugonjwa ya kifafa. Anakuanga na mezanga dawa asubuhi na jioni. Siweza kumuasha hata dakika hata moja.
Tumekuja kushuhudia ushindi wa kijiji chetu cha mtoto ambaye tulikuwa na matarajio makubwa sana juu yake na matarajio makubwa kwa juu ya mama yake. Amekuwa akifanya bidii, amekuwa akifanya kazi kwa bidii. Tukikumbuka akona mtoto mlemavu kwa nyumba, wana kijiji wanaungana, wanamletea chakula, wanamletea sabuni ya kuosha nguo na pia wanamsaidia kwa sababu yeye hawezi enda mahali. Kijana ni mkubwa, akona 28 years huyo mlemavu, na huyo kijana pia mama yake anamuinuanga hata akawa na shida ya mgongo, lakini bado anang'ang'ana, hawezi fanya kazi nyingine, hawezi enda mahali pengine. Tunashukuru kwa sababu ya Brandon, amekuwa mtoto mtiifu katika hiki.
And we want to say we are proud of them. I think we have the best brains. You can agree.
And we indeed hope that the dreams of Brandon will not be extinguished. Now, learners of 5 schools in troubled Chesogon and Cheptulel areas in Pokot Central Sub-County in West Pokot County did not sit for their Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE and Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA exams this year due to banditry witnessed in the region. The schools along the West Pokot and Elgeyo-Marakwet border points were closed 2 years ago following rampant killings and attacks in the region. Speaking to Hope Media on Friday, locals lamented that they have nothing to celebrate about in the just released KCPE results, as many of their children missed the examinations due to insecurity. The few learners who sat for the exams did not perform well due to runaway insecurity that has been rampant in the region.
Na jinsi uonavyo hapa nyuma, hii shule imebaki mahame. Wanafunzi waliweza kutoweka kwa hii shule kulingana na hali ya ukosefu ya usalama, na mwaka uliopita wanafunzi hawaweza kusomea hapa kwa sababu area hii ilikuwa imepatikana na ukosefu ya usalama mwingi. Kumetokezea wizi wa mifugo, mauaji ya kiholela katika sehemu hii, na imefanya watu ya hapa kuhama. Tunavyoona hapa nyuma vile nyasi imemea na vile shule imekaa katika hali mbaya sana. Wale majangili kutoka sehemu ya pili wamekuwa na field day hapa. Wamekuwa wakija hapa kila siku kuiba mifuko. Hata leo tulipokuwa tukirejea upande hii tulikutana na mbuzi ambao walikuwa malishoni. Na dakika chache tu tukiwa upande wa mbele tukapata habari kwamba hizo mbuzi zimeweza kuibiwa na kuelekea upande wa Marakwet. Kwa hivyo naweza kusema kwamba iko hali ya ukosefu ya usalama kubwa sana katika sehemu hii.
Kiona wenzetu wale majirani ya Marakwet wako well armed, lakini pande yetu hakuna NPR hata moja, na tumesema mara mingi na serikali hawajibiki kabisa kwa hayo. Mr. Duale wa Defense alikuja, Kindiki pia alikuja na akasema na akaahidi kwamba NPR itawekwa, lakini mpaka wa leo hakuna NPR.
On that note, let us take a short break on Newswatch tonight. Don't go too far. We'll be back with business news.
Get ready for the most electrifying gospel event of the year, Praise Atmosphere 2023, on the 9th of December at Sitam Karen, Nairobi, from 2 p.m. onward, featuring Evelyn Wanjiru, Prosper Ochimana from Nigeria, Rehema Simfukwe from Tanzania, Edith Wairimo, Celestine Donkor from Ghana, Wilberforce Musyoka, Solomon Mukubwa, Kestin Bogo, and Sharon Ishavuka from Kenya. Regular tickets are available for just 1,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings at the gate, and for the children 3 to 12 years, it's only 500 shillings. VIP and VVIP tickets are also available. Visit www.praiseatmosphere.com/events or use paybill number 800-8575, account Praise. Praise Atmosphere 2023, uniting hearts in worship.
In order to keep hope alive in the airwaves, Hope Media has a couple of initiatives. Friends of Hope. Friends of Hope is you and I forming a team of well-wishers and volunteers who give in cash and kind to support in spreading the gospel at Hope Media. Currently, Hope Media is running a campaign under Friends of Hope dubbed 100 for 1. Through the campaign, Hope Media is asking Hope FM and Hope TV listeners and viewers to give just 100 shillings in order to reach one more soul with the message of hope and the gospel. Engage with us on our social media platforms at Hope FM Live and at Hope TV Kenya. Kuwa rafiki mso leo.
Welcome back. Now in business, in a bid to identify and nurture business acumen among young entrepreneurs, Abojani Investments in partnership with I&M Bank have today held the third Abojani Economic Empowerment Conference in Nairobi. According to Abojani Investments CEO Robert Ochieng, SMEs need to equip themselves with innovative skills, understand the need in the market as a way of curbing the unemployment crisis in the country, while being recognized as essential and indispensable drivers in economic growth. Kenyan youth have been urged to believe in their cause to be able to shine through their innovative efforts to boost the country's economy. Our very own Gloria Musimbi with the details.
Abojani Investments in partnership with I&M Bank have today held the third Abojani Economic Empowerment Conference in Nairobi. The aim of the conference is to bring together young entrepreneurs, SMEs and financial investors and stakeholders to discuss innovative ideas to boost economic growth and boost their businesses. Abojani Investment CEO Robert Ochieng emphasized on the importance of identifying business opportunities, learning new skills to boost their businesses, and warned entrepreneurs against misinformation while sourcing out business ideas.
You need to build the right skills that will help you, that will set you apart from the rest. So I think there's lack of information, and also unfortunately the social media and internet, it comes with information overload, and you really need to have a very good way of discerning information and the right sources of information to follow. So I think that is also a gap. So people need to have well-curated content, platforms, thought leadership, and people who can guide them.
He added that the conference brought together financial investors and stakeholders to upscale efforts to financially empower SMEs and boost economic growth in the country.
Be able to achieve that. So the reason why we are bringing financial services partners is because they have the skill sets and the tools that can help people to be financially empowered. Given that in our education system, there's nowhere that people learn about their finances. So people find themselves in businesses or jobs, but they don't know how to manage their money. So that's where we are coming in as Abojani. And we are bringing in like-minded individuals and professionals who can then grow together and share this knowledge and information with other people.
While noting that capital should be the least business determinant, businessman Linus Gitahi urged the youth to come up with bankable ideas that can attract investors and generate income long-term.
The whole thing about long-term investment is something that is not just about young people, it is about the future of this country.
On her part, Equity Bank Executive Director Mary Wangari encouraged Kenyan youths to come up with innovative ideas and skills, understand the need in the market, noting that the youth are essential and indispensable drivers in economic growth.
We have seen several cases of people who have done well, but after some time, they are not able to sustain the incomes and the wealth they have already created, and that is probably because they have not done the estate planning very well. And also we have seen cases where after death, unfortunately, we have a lot of wrangles and disputes, and there's no documentation to show what the will of the estate owner was, because they did not do the necessary estate planning.
Youth unemployment has on various occasions been described as a ticking time bomb that will explode in the future. According to 2023 report by the International Labour Organization, half of Kenyan youth are in the transition between education and employment. This is a fairly high share by African standards, though Kenya is ranked as a middle-income country. Reporting for TV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Before that report, the United States of America, through the USAID, has announced a grant of $6.5 million, approximately 1 billion Kenya shillings, to support conservation models inside the Masai Mara National Game Reserve. The good news was delivered during a colorful 10th anniversary celebration by American Ambassador to Kenya, Margaret Meg Whitman, under the theme, A Decade of Transforming Community Conservation in the Masai Mara by the Masai Mara Wildlife Conservancies Association. Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, Dr. Alfred Mutua, who thanked the U.S. for the grant, promised Kenyan government's collaboration in quality training of staff in the sector, promising a 600 million shillings on top of the U.S. grant directed to water and road infrastructure in the conservancies.
The United States, through USAID, is proud to have been partners with the Maasai in the Mara's dramatic evolution. USAID has joined with the Maasai to support this unique conservancy model because USAID invests in solutions and invests in people. With that in mind, we are thrilled to announce a new $6.5 million MMWCA activity to take place over the next 5 years. With this grant, the Conservancies Association will increase the number of conservancy to 29 or more, and it will promote economic development, women's empowerment, and indigenous people's rights.
In this budget, we are committing 600 million for access roads and water in conservancies. We're committing 300 million shillings where we'll be fencing to separate wildlife and animals in many parts of this country where there's a lot of conflict. People have been killed. But we also want to have awareness. So we need that awareness to teach people how to live with animals so that we reduce this wildlife human conflict. We're adding an extra 800 million and I'm trying to look for an extra 1.5 billion. I'm very committed for people to be compensated.
Amidst a landscape marked by economic fluctuations, NCBA Bank held their inaugural NCBA Johari Awards at the NCBA House Malaba in Nairobi. Led by NCBA Managing Director John Gashora, NCBA awarded various steadfast partners in the field of asset finance who have played a pivotal role in increasing its financial results. This, however, comes after the bank released its half-year financial results, posting a profit after tax of 9.3 billion shillings in the year ending June 30th, 2023.
And falls in our annual calendar, and this is one of the most anticipated events in NCBA. Over that period of time, we take time to appreciate the dedication of our sales agents, the dealerships, the insurance agents, brokers, insurance companies, across 10 distinct categories. So as Lennox mentioned today is a culmination of a 2-month awards season in various regions, reflecting our commitment to recognize and appreciate greatness in every corner of this wonderful country. As we celebrate the accomplishments of tonight's winners, and we will be doing so, let us also take a moment to appreciate the collaborative spirit that has defined our journey. In an industry that demands innovation, adaptability, and a keen understanding of market dynamics, you have consistently risen to the occasion, propelling NCBA to new heights, and certainly deepening our leadership in the asset finance space.
And now in sports, the Kenya National Under-20 Boys Team Junior Stars kicked off their campaign in the CECAFA Under-18 Boys Championship with a 5-0 victory over Sudan today at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium. Lois Ingavi scored a brace with his initial goal, giving Kenya the lead in the 7th minute. Tyrone Karaoke weaved past the Sudanese defense and placed a through pass for Ingavi, who slotted it home. Team Kenya took a 4-0 advantage into halftime. The second half witnessed the 5th and final goal from Eli Owade in the 88th minute. Kenya tops Group A and they play their second match against second-placed Rwanda this coming Tuesday at Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium at 12 noon. Meanwhile, in the tournament's opening fixture between Somalia and Rwanda, Team Rwanda emerged victorious with a 1-0 win courtesy of a goal scored by Bobo Sibomana Sultan. CECAFA Under-18 Championship continues tomorrow, Sunday, in Kakamega with 2 Group B matches. The early kickoff will be Zanzibar's versus South Sudan, and at 3 p.m. Tanzania will take on Uganda. Well, it's a wrap for Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the whole team, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga. Have a good night.